dr.z Nova 32 watt tube amp, two 5881 power on tubes, one 5U4 tube rectifier, and three 12AX7/ECC83 preamp tubes in the preamp section, and effect loop channel switch. The design is quite unique because you have your basic kind of clean sound, which you can dial into overdrive as well. Let me show you. Really nice clean sound and kind of soft, this because of the tube rectifier, partly because of that. Let's take the chorus off. So okay, the clean channel, and then you can crank it into overdrive like a Plexi. But what's cool with this has a post-phase inverter master volume. So with the Plexi, you know, the more volume, the more it's called loudness, the knob. And Plexi, I'm gonna compare that soon. It's here. You can't see it, but I'll put a picture. So the louder the amp gets. But with this one, you can actually dial it then back, because this is quite loud indeed. Because my signal chain is, I'm not using the cab. It's the LTD Phoenix guitar, then into pedal board. And I used bus SD on the solo and when I noodled. And then the signal goes to KHE Audio's amp switcher and then into Nova, all of these amps. But on this one I'm gonna compare this to Boogie Tweed channel 1 Tweed mode and 1987X Plexi. And then the signal from speaker outs goes back to the KHE, and then speaker out here goes to CYHRA's React IR reactive load, where I'm using my trusty old, well, not that old, but a signature IR called Valovirta from Jens Bogren's lead and clean pack. Link in the description below. Use that and you get a 10% discount of all Bogren Digital's products. And then from the React IR, it goes to Steinberg's audio interface, and then I'm recording this to Cubase. My voice I'm recording with this small mic here. Okay, well, where was I? Yeah, master volume. So you can it doesn't change the character, the power tube behavior, because it's post-phase inverter in a way. So it's kind of like almost like an attenuator. I mean, yeah, it changes it a bit because the fullest sound is obvious when everything's cranked. But if I would play with a cab now, it would be really, really loud. So this is a cool thing. But okay, let's have this. Cool sound. And then the overdrive channel, I don't think it as necessarily as a separate channel, but a kind of, well, yeah, channel, but you blend this in to this sound. So it's not a completely separate channel. With this one and the foot switch, now you can determine how much overdrive you want to blend into that sound we already have. so you get like sustain for days. So this is really gainy, but in my opinion, not for, you know, modern hard rocks metal, where you kind of want to have a tight sound. This is more like a like pimped up. Well, to me, it's really close to Fender, Tweed, and Plexi in that territory. And because of the tube rectifier, the response it's a little slow to me, because I'm used to solid state rectifiers like what we have in Plexi and on these. Well, I mean, Boogie, you can decide whether you have a tube or solid state rectifier. I'm actually now having a tube rectifier. So yeah, simple controls, presence-based turbo, so there's no mid control. And well, I mean, it sounds good, so, but in a way it would be cool to have too, because mids are really important. And now I mean, the way they dialed the mids now on this, it's really great, but sometimes you might wanna, you know, tweak it a little bit, but you know. And then now with the overdrive channel, now I can determine how much that cleanish sound I have in there. So at least to me, where I feel it and hear it, yeah, it's lower than solid state rectifier, but with this one, it also really kind of accurate, because there's the clean or low gain or high gain, however you want to set it. I mean, if I crank these both, it's really high gain. Almost like a fuzzy tone. The way I said it, I think I had it something like this. You know, the sweet spots. And then for the solo, I kicked in a SD, because that SD cuts the lows on the way in and boosts the mids, because no mid. So I wanted to have that for the lead sound too, so that it would cut better through the mix. Like that. So yeah, that's the amp. And again, I've tried many dr.z amps and done videos, and I've liked them all. They're kind of in that vintage ballpark. I know that they have the CYHRA, which is a bit modern, and the EMS, that's been my favorite so far, because it was pretty much a hybrid between JCM 800 and Plexi. You know, I have quite a few 800s. Okay, now let's compare this to Plexi and the Boogie Tweed mode, so you get an idea how this compares, because at least to me it's all about the reference. Because okay, yeah, it sounds like that, but because you know everybody knows how a Plexi sounds. So first dr.z, then the Plexi. Like here, Plexi is a bit more in your face because it has the solid state rectifier. The response is faster and it's a bit louder, yes, even though I have this pretty much cranked, but because Plexi doesn't have a master volume, and the 1987X what I have is a 50 watt. So it's just, but in that same ballpark. Okay, then let's compare to Boogie Mark V's channel 1 on Tweed mode, and I have set it to, so it's only 45 watts, because you can change this to 90, 45 and 10. And then there's a switch back where you can determine whether, when it's in the 45 watt mode, whether it uses a tube or solid state rectifier. And I have set it to tube rectifier. So let's compare. Okay, Nova first. Okay, I didn't do any EQ. Let's. Well, now the sound is quite a bit different, because yeah, different amp, different EQ, but in that same ballpark. Because Boogie Mark V, like this amp a lot, because I can't really think of a tone I couldn't get out from this. There's a learning curve, because there's quite a lot of knobs and the post EQ and whatnot. But anyway, still I think this is in general like a really smooth, like a velvety amp, quite vintage. Let's actually try it with a single coils, because I can split this is a Duncan custom. Yeah, so because it's quite dark and velvety, it works also really good with single coils. Conclusion: if you're looking for a amp that is kinda in that Tweed JTM 45 territory, like the first Plexi, which has a tube rectifier, and it is kind of windagey, smooth, but you can still get it to be like really gainy. There's lots of gain on tap, and with the master volume you can actually play this at home. Then a strong recommendation. If you're looking for that, well, you heard, aggressive punch of a Plexi, then this might be a little too soft. All in all, I like this a lot. Really inspiring. I mean, I wrote the song kind of like this, good old southern rock kind of thing, and just had that spongy vibe, which is this amp has, because of the tube rectifier and small wattage. When I crank this, it's kind of like sags nicely. Really fun amp to play with. Hey, hope you found this interesting and informative. Thanks again for watching. See you on the next one. Bye.